Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review, and this time I'm going to talk about Insidious, The Last Key. So Insidious, The Last Key, much like the third chapter, is not directed by James Wan. But I imagine James Wan must have had a lot of, influence on the making of this film, and the third one as well, because this is like his baby. This is one of his babies, so of course he's not directing it, but he's like involved with the process, kind of like Michael Bay with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. The Last Key takes place in between the first and the third one. It is a sequel to the third one, but a prequel to the first one, if that makes any sense. Like it's fit right in between third and first. It's kind of confusing, but this is a horror movie released in January, so right away people would be like, this movie gonna be, it's gonna be terrible, it's gonna suck. But I walked out of the theater thinking, it was pretty decent, not the best in the series, but not bad at all. Now for me, the first act of this movie is by far the weakest, because they rely too much on jump scare, and they try to set up something really interesting, and even though at first I was like, oh, this could be very intriguing, very cool, but I didn't find myself that invested in that, story. And like the jump scare, there's just way too many jump scare in that first act. Like, even though, yes, there are, ghosts and demons, and you're supposed to be scared, but these jump scare, they rely too much on the noise, like the loud noise that you go like BAM like that, it make you jump. But it's not creepy, it's not effective. But as you get to the second act, that's where things start to pick up, and the second act is really solid. The strongest part of this movie is the second act. It is very tense. There's some really creepy imagery. Like I love horror movie that show the creatures, show the demons from far away, and just like slowly walking towards you, like a little girl just laying there, can't do anything, and she look to her side, and you see a little demon just stand up and like crawling towards her. That's really creepy. Or maybe like a character walk past the hallway, and like you can clearly see someone standing like a human being, like a ghost standing right there, but the character can't see it, and like those are the scare that really gets me. It also has a really cool twist that I did not see coming, and I'm gonna give prop to the writers and the director for this. This is a kind of twist that not many fans is going to be happy with, because you showed up wanting to be scared by the demons, but as we follow this character, you start to learn things about the creepy house. You start learning things about certain characters, and you learn things about the ghosts, and things just start to unveil themselves. And I thought it was kind of interesting, kind of ballsy from the filmmaker's point of view to go with that twist. But then that leads me to my biggest complaint about this movie, is that because of that really clever twist of the second act, it makes the second act feels almost like a short film, like something that entirely different from the rest of the movie. You could like take that second act out of the movie and make that a short film. It was stand on its own, and like the moment they start the final act, it just felt like the movie just wrap up and start again. Now the third act of this movie kind of remind me of not any specific movie, but I was getting the vibe of a Guillermo del Toro movie for some reason, because of the creature effect. Like this, the demon of this fourth installment is the man with the many keys, or something. They call it something like that. But I look at the IMDb page. I think the name of the demon is actually Keyface. He looks really cool. He looks creepy, scary. But the way they decided to film it looks kind of like one of those Hellboy movies where the creature effect is really practical, and it just, it doesn't look very menacing. So therefore this final act felt almost like a very dark fantasy action movie. It's really awesome, but it's not all that scary. For some reason I didn't find that third act to be all that scary. It's very intense, it's very, edge of your seat, but not scary to me for some reason. It's weird. The scares in this movie could be divided into 3 categories. The jump scare that nobody's likes, the really, really good scare that's like, you know, takes its time with like really creepy imageries, with, you know, creature doing all that creepy shit, like crawling towards you, or like, you know, a ghost standing there where the audience can't see, but, you know, the character cannot see. And the third final category is, you know, the type of scare that, similar to the first one, but like, they take way too much time setting it up. Like, the build up to the scare, it's just like, you know, at first you're like, oh my, oh god, oh god, oh god, but like, it just keep going on and on and on. I'm like, okay, just get to the point. And then when they do get to the point, you know, when the scare happened, it's just a really quick jump scare, like pow, like that, and then just cut to a different scene. You know, with this movie being a prequel and all, it takes a lot of the suspense away when, you know, Elise and, you know, Specs and Tucker, when they're like going against this creature, like, you just know that these characters, they're not make it out alive, because in the first movie, which take place after this, they're there. So like, you know, they're not gonna die. But I thought the filmmaker did something really clever, something really smart with the script, is that this creature is not just any demons. This demon's, the key-face demon, has a really personal connection to Elise. So this story is not about Elise versus this demon. It's more about Elise coming to terms with her past. And I thought that was really clever from the filmmaker point of view. And speaking of Elise, Lin Shane returned to this role, and she delivered the finest performance as Elise in this series. Like, she was so good. She was terrific. There are moments where the actress has to be very emotional, like, because again, this creature and just this whole storyline is so integral to her character, to her past, and, you know, without spoiling anything, what happened to her when she was a kid. There was a lot of emotional moment, and I thought Lin Shane, she did a terrific job. She was excellent. And like I said, Speck and Tucker return, and they provide audience with some really lighthearted, some humor here and there. And I don't know if this is going to be a good or a bad thing, but I'm just going to say it. This is by far the funniest in the series. Like, this 4th installment is the one with the most joke. I did find some of them very funny. But I don't know if that's something that horror fans looking for in a horror movie. But again, like, you know, I laugh. The jokes, they are funny. So yeah. And like, as the fans of the franchise, and seeing how this movie sort of fit in with the series and how it's connected to, you know, the previous movie, I thought that was pretty damn satisfying. Also, there's this really cool part in the trailer that got cut out for some reason. I was really looking forward to see that specific parts in the movie. It's kind of intriguing. Like, I didn't know what that whole thing was about. So I kind of want to see what that scene meant in terms of like the Insidious world, and where that sort of fit into this the further, and, you know, the red doors and whatnot. But it got cut out. And I was kind of bummed. So overall, Insidious: The Last Key is not the best, but could have been so much worse. I love the characters, I love the writing. Some of the scare really got me, but some of them are just jump scare, and like, I'm not a big fan of that. They have a really strong second act, even though it's a bit disconnected to the other two. I still find that second act to be very well acted, very intense, very suspenseful, very scary, and very well directed. The final act could have been a lot scarier, and I did find the key phase monster to be a bit underwhelming, but overall I had a good time, and I'm gonna give Insidious: The Last Key a 6 out of 10. For a horror movie released in January, this is nowhere near as bad as it's supposed to be. And, you know, not a bad way to start off your New Year's at all. And to rank the 4 Insidious movies from worst to best, I'm gonna go Chapter 2 as the weakest, and then Last Key, then the first one, and then third. Chapter 3 is still my favorite Insidious movie. But this one is not bad. This one is not bad. The movie opens tomorrow, so if you're looking for, you know, a fun horror movie to like spend some time with your friend, your family, this one is not, it's not a bad choice. Hey guys, thank you for checking out my review. I hope you get a chance to see this movie, and when you do, in the comment section, let me know how you feel about it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What is your favorite Insidious movie in the series? Like I said, mine is the third one, but maybe you have a different opinion. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my review, click the like button, subscribe to me if you want to see more review like this. With that being said, I'll see you soon.